Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Two Vintage Sports, guys. This is Joe Rondacci in the house, back with my partner, Paul Gallagher. What's going on, Paul?
I don't know. There's not a lot going on. There's NBA finals and NHL finals. There should be a lot to talk about today, but it's blah because the Knicks are winning. Just not happening.
Tell us why it's so blah for you that the Knicks are winning.
I was born in the city of brotherly love, just south of New York, and have spent a lifetime listening to you people talk about how great you are.
You people. So now for the listeners, I've been lumped in as an ex-New Yorker, and while I am all that and more, I have just admitted to Paul that somehow, as being a huge Knicks fan in the Pat Riley, Ewing, Starks days, and carrying into the last time the Knicks were in the finals in '99 versus the same San Antonio Spurs, and they got crushed in 5.
See, that's how little I pay attention. They've matched up again. That's fantastic. And they won that time. Later. And they won that time, did they?
No. The Spurs crushed them in 5 games with David Robinson and not Robinson, Tim Duncan. Actually, Robinson might have been still there. Spurs have won 5 championships since then. The Knicks have they've been in the playoff 5 times since then. But as we sit here now, with the Knicks up 2-0, taking the first 2 on the road for their 13th straight victory in the playoffs. Oof. And that makes, 2 last sweeps. So 2, 4, 6, 7. I think it's 7 or 8 straight road wins in the playoffs, which is just ghastly, right? Brunson is the real deal. And maybe this will give you a little joy.
Well,
Hang
that's
on.
The only
love here.
Yeah, that's the only redeeming quality. I hope you're going to talk about. I did take macroeconomics one summer at Villanova University, and Villanova has provided the Knicks with their 3 stars. So that is maybe some sort of redeeming quality about the team, as they do come from Villanova. So obviously smart fellas going there. So that maybe I can find 1 ounce of myself to root for them. I doubt it, but I'll try. So, I'll lean on the Villanova factor.
It's called the Nova Knicks. That's what they've labeled the 3 of them. May now bring both an NCAA championship and an NBA championship from the Nova Knicks. How's that for a little ebony and ivory, right? Screw Jersey, right? Straight from New York to Philly. Motown Philly, back again.
I should like them. But anyway, well, I did. And the other thing that, I think I mentioned to you before, when they beat the Sixers, I placed a tiny wager. And correct me if I'm wrong, did you in an earlier podcast call me a degenerate gambler? Is that how you labeled one of your shows?
Go back and listen to that.
Wow, thanks a lot. Appreciate that.
But I actually said it to you as you were talking about it.
It's one thing to say it. It's another thing to read it on the big screen, or in this case, the tiny screen. So I did place a small wager that they would win it all. And maybe I'll take some solace in that, or maybe I'll just take the winnings and donate them to charity and feel better about myself there. So I guess it's going to be really interesting. I don't see how it's possible for the Spurs to win in New York with little Spike Lee there and on court side screaming at them, and Saturday Night Live cast screaming at them, and John D. Everybody's going to be there. So it's going to be really hard, but Wemby's getting hammered for his management of the last minute there. He's either going to step up and show up or walk away. So we'll see. But if you can't win 1 at home, I don't see how you're going to win any in New York. But we'll hold out hope.
Truly think this series is far from over. I really think that San Antonio will make adjustments. You got to, so you didn't, if for those that didn't see the game, it's not like the Knicks blew them out in these first two games. It was a 1-point game with like a minute to go in both games, right?
Yeah, no,
Game one
right,
and
right.
game two. The
Yeah.
Knicks gave San Antonio a 14-0 run with like 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter yesterday. San Antonio should have won that game and came back from 14 down. So I think this is far from over. So let's and if
Well, let's
Wemby
end
and
it
this
on a bet then, since I'm the degenerate. What are you picking for the series?
I to be fair, I picked San Antonio in 7. And that's still
Wow.
possible here. I don't think it's probable anymore. I think it's Knicks in 6. I think San Antonio gets one of these two in New York. I think they actually go home and win one. And I think they probably lose in 6. But this is Wemby's and his coach's fault. You can't have a 7'5" player shooting 18 feet perimeter shots to win the game. Like,
No,
he's
you're
got
right.
to run in and slam that damn ball down in that net.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it is unbelievable that he can do that, but you don't put the whole game on that. That stuff he does at the end of a halftime, or when he's up by 10 and trying to put the dagger. It's freakish and it's unbelievable, and good for him. But you're right. You've got to call it. I do think it's going to be a Knicks sweep. Knicks in 4.
Wow.
How about that?
So
There
that's
you go.
the
And
degenerate
let's
call
move
of the
on
night.
to that's and then we can end it and move on to the better sport.
All right. So let's talk about pickleball. All right. That's what we're talking about.
I'm waiting for you to tear an Achilles on the court and all the
Oh,
video
it's
games
coming
that you're
close. My
doing.
ACL keeps sending me calendar invites to tear, and I keep rejecting them.
The NHL Stanley Cup, Lord Stanley is on. We got a game tonight. I've been looking at it all day. I did place a tiny little wager on Carolina on the road, which is not probable. I think it's going to be a spectacle. If they show the pregame, it's a spectacle and a Las Vegas show. All it needs is showgirls coming out on the ice skating around, and it could belong in any casino. But they do a hell of a job before the game and doing a show. The crowd's going to be energetic. Everybody's going to go crazy, but I think the Canes are the better team, and I think they're going to hammer them tonight, and Canes will go up. And the Canes will win that series overall, but it'll be close. And I say Canes in 7.
So, and I should have done my homework better here, but what did you and I call before the series about who was winning this?
Canes. I think I've been on the Canes band. Well, I was rooting for Montreal. I probably called Montreal because I tend to do.
No, I
things
know.
with my
But
heart.
once we said Carolina was playing Vegas, did you pick Carolina or Vegas?
I think, I picked Carolina. Yeah.
I think I did too. And showing how little I know after we just discussed the San Antonio Knicks, and I thought it was San Antonio in 7, and it still could be. I think I picked Carolina too, but I think Vegas just has it all together. I don't know how they blew a 2-0, that 2-0 third quarter,
third period
lead.
Yeah, no, you're right. They do have it all together. They're looking firing all cylinders. They're talented. That's why I think it's going to go down to a 7-game series. And then you could coin flip it from there, and Carolina will be home and might win. But I just think it's Brindamore's opportunity. He can pull it in, and we go from there. But it's going to be a solid series, and I think it's just going to go back and forth, back and forth. For those non-hockey people, watch it. It's playoff sports in general is the time to tune in. Regular seasons and most things are long and somewhat boring, but playoff, especially these two high caliber teams with a lot of talent. You're looking at Eichel and Mitch Marner on one side, and you're looking at Aho on the other, with a few other guys, Stankiewicz and a few other guys. The goaltending of Carter Hart is really sharp. Frederick Anderson, though, has been on fire. So there's a back and forth the whole time. And so I think it's really, really good series. For those of you who aren't familiar with hockey, tune in, give it a chance, and and follow it before you go back to basketball.
All right. We are good. We covered the bases, and that's that. Say goodbye, Paul.
Goodbye, Paul.
All right, guys. Take it easy. Talk to you soon.